Yes, JPU family, welcome to another episode of Jamaica Politics Uncovered. Breaking news, it has been reported that police protection is being provided for the new FID head, Dennis Chung. Mr. Chong was just appointed to head the Financial Investigation Division of Jamaica as Chief Technical Director. He has been assigned police protection following threats and undue pressure for him not to assume the role. This threat and undue pressure has been coming from the PNP, who came out in a press conference yesterday talking about Mr. Chong's qualification or lack thereof, in their opinion. They've also talked about him being biased, and they also gave him an ultimatum of 72 hours. Also, you have the PNP paid bloggers and vloggers who are on social media, including on the YouTube platform, putting out constant messages to Mr. Chong, telling him not to take the position or else. And that is threatening. So let me tell you guys what the Observer said, and then I'll go a little further into the PNP and what they are perpetuating against Mr. Chong. According to the Jamaica Observer, they have learned that the rhetoric associated with opposition to Chung's appointment also influenced security officials' determination of the threat level. Controversy has greeted Mr. Chung's appointment, which becomes effective June 2nd, 2025. He will replace Selvin Hay, who demitted the office in July of 2024. On Thursday, after Chong's appointment was announced by Finance Minister Favour Williams, the opposition PNP objected, claiming that Chong is compromised and not qualified to serve in the post. The PNP had also given the government 72 hours to rescind Chong's appointment or face, quote, island-wide action. According to the PNP President Golding, Chong has already publicly stated positions in relation to the matters that the FID ought to be investigating, and which seek to undermine or belittle the impact and importance of the findings that the Integrity Commission has made. That's a quote by Mark Golding. Golding's reference was to comments made by Chung in the wake of the Commission's report into the finances of Prime Minister Andrew Holness. The report raised several red flags about the Prime Minister's accounts and referred the matter for additional investigations by the FID. However, Chung, a chartered accountant, had, in his capacity as a public commentator, questioned the findings of the Integrity Commission. During a news conference on Thursday, Golding charged that Chung was publicly sought to take a position that has led to the impression that there was nothing amiss. There was no case to answer by wholeness, and everything was above board. Quote, he clearly is a biased person on this matter. He clearly would have a conflict leading the FID to investigate this matter. That is why we're saying he should resign that position if he's accepted it, or the appointment should be rescinded and revoked forthwith. Unquote. However, on Friday, the finance minister chided the opposition while pointing out that Mr. Chong's appointment was a recommendation of the Public Services Commission. Quote, the proposal for the government to insert itself into a meritorious process, which included advertisement and interviews, and was conducted by the PSC, is both reckless and dangerous. This is a path that Jamaica should avoid. That is Mrs. Favour Williams saying so in a press release. So let us see now, what is the problem? What is the real problem that the PNP is having with Mr. Chong? This is your classic case of friends turning on friends, because the truth is Mr. Chung was the financial controller over there at DB&G during Bunting and Golding. So he has worked closely with Mark Golding and Peter Bunting, which clearly means that they had a level of trust in Mr. Chung to make him come over there and be dealing with their finances, right? But all of a sudden, he's not qualified. They don't trust him, he's biased and all sort of thing. Much to the point where the language they've used is causing their base, whatever base they have, to be hostile, causing Mr. Chung to have police protection now because of these threats. And I keep saying that this is not the PNP, you know? Bad to bad. The PNP in modern Jamaica would not have done such a thing. You know, what we see happening now with the PNP, with the Buntings and the Goldings and the Data and Campbell, those people don't belong on the front line of our politics. They don't understand the seriousness of their job and they become very reckless and dangerous. I have been saying this, guys, for 5 years, trying to open up people's eyes to see that there is an element within our politics that is posing a dangerous threat to our country and to our people. I've been saying this for 5 years, you know. And every time they come out and do something like this, people always say, a long time you attack it. Yes, a long time you attack it. From the attempted cover up of Melissa's murder to the threats that they send out against people to the fabrication of lies. Remember, that's how me and them started having trouble, you know, when they try to fabricate lies on me. And I decided I'm going to expose these people because what they're doing is putting people's lives and safety in danger. I don't play that game and I don't run dirty joke. You understand? And this is why now it come down to where Mr. Chung has to have police protection. This is how they roll. This is how they operate. Reckless and dangerous. So now they're after Mr. Chung's character. This is a smear campaign in addition to intimidation, right? I don't know how Mr. Chung is going to proceed. I guess having police protection is a good place to start. This is an election year. And you just have to be cautious with these people because you don't know what they're going to do and they are unpredictable, right? I mean, when you look at the things that they do, their judgment alone should tell you that you do not take chances with people like these. I mean, they take up how much thousands of dollars a month paying a madman, a certified madman, to be on social media acting as their PR person or as their vlogger, a certified madman, right? So that goes to show you that there's nothing sane happening within the People's National Party's hierarchy. And I have said it many times over here that all of them over there are mentally ill. Bunting, Golding, Dayton Campbell, they are mentally ill. They're not fit, guys. Me not have to tell you no 40 more times. Why you have to take these people serious? They have something to prove. They have to prove themselves to the PNP that when they overthrew the party, overthrew Dr. Phillips, that they did it because they can win and they are better to lead the party. So it is win at all cost, whether it be to smear Andrew Owen's character, whether it be to take down Dennis Chung, whether it be to attack vloggers, whether it be to say that Melissa died from aneurysm when he's gunshot, covering up homicide, protecting Silvera. Guys, we are not dealing with a normal set of people. No, for the life of me, I can't understand why they're harping on this thing about Dennis Chung bias and Integrity Commission report. There is nothing submitted right now as we speak to the FID against Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Okay? And Dennis Chong has the right as a Jamaican and as a commentator to comment on the 28 bank account so-called, because we know that is a lie from the pit of hell. And Jamaica 411 already mashed that down. The Prime Minister now have no 28 bank account actively operating with right now. That is a lie that they have pushed to the public to make the Prime Minister look like he's doing bandolo thing and his integrity is in trouble. So Dennis Chung said having bank accounts is not a crime, and it's not. The man has said nothing wrong. It is not a crime. But they are trying to paint this picture. I don't know where the IC tell them. And when I say the IC, me I talk about the PNP operatives and the Integrity Commission. I don't know where them tell them or where them promise them. So them going to further implicate the Prime Minister at the FID. Maybe that's what they told them, and them say, no man, if Dennis Chung go over there and try to be objective or, just do what is right, he may stop us from taking down the Prime Minister. So them a look on it. Them would want somebody go over there where they know say anti Andrew Honest. And it cannot be that way. That's why the Integrity Commission must be dismantled and all the PNP operatives over there must come down. The Integrity Commission, I see them just put back Kevin Stevenson over there for 5 more years. Nobody now look on the IC. They not have the confidence of the people because of what they have done with the PNP, colluding with the PNP to go after the Prime Minister. That is wrong. They're supposed to be an independent body. We don't want no political operatives over there. And they have compromised, the PNP compromised and destroyed the Integrity Commission. I don't have no problem with Dennis Chung until I see Dennis Chung act bias or do something that threatens the FID and the fairness that every Jamaican should have if they are put before the FID. Then I will say, Mr. Chong, it is time for you to demit the office. But until then, all these threats and all this smear campaign and hostility toward Dennis Chong, it is ridiculous, but it must be taken serious, and we must see this current PNP for what they are. They are nothing but a destructive set of people who see themselves as people who intimidate and bully. And we don't want no gunman in our politics. This is why the crime is going down, because the police and the security law enforcement apparatus of the country, they're dealing with the matter of crime. We don't want no politician coming in with them intimidation gunman tactics. This is what the PNP is perpetuating, and them need to stop it, and they need to be called out. At the same tactic them use and destroy the party, and they don't know how to politic in this time, in this most civilized time in Jamaica. They don't know how to do it. At the same way Bunting did come out, him and Garnet Roper came out on Nigel Clark, Dr. Clark, to take down Dr. Clark in the most vicious way. But God, and he overcame it. And they don't realize that that style of politics, nobody likes it. These people are sick-minded, and that's the best way that I can put it. But I'm going to say this to Mr. Chung. Stand your ground. You have done nothing wrong. Speak out. What they are doing is intimidation, and they're trying to smear your name. So stand up to these people. Whole heap of people used to love the PNP now. But you see these guys right here, Bunting, Golding, Dayton Campbell, they have turned so many people off from the PNP who will never ever put themselves in association with the PNP again. They have made the PNP look like an evil organization. As a matter of fact, an evil cult that nobody wants to be a part of. What a shame and disgrace. Guys, this is Jamaica Politics Uncovered. Keep it locked here. Make sure that you are subscribed, you're sharing our content with your friends, and make sure that you leave your comments, guys. I always like to read them. Thank you. Talk to you in the next video.
And scream, always the punch track. Hatching now go flex like floor mat. Hatching now sell her soul for no cream. So I mean, when you are my Jamaican queen, my girl.